Do you feel the vibes?
Hey YouTube, welcome back to Love for Crypto. Today we've got some absolutely mind-blowing shit for you to go over. That's obviously about Swift and Ripple partnership. You know, there's a lot of talk about that at the moment, especially in the Ripple community. It's fucking massive news. Just a little brief insight then here. So obviously, banks who use Swift to send payments instructions will need to change their interface and business systems before November 18. Fuck's sake, can't even speak, I'm out of breath. But yeah, basically, you know, this was massive. We was all speculating, is it going to be with Ripple? Fucking are Ripple going to put X current on top of it? Obviously, so they've tweeted again today, Swift now, aren't they? Obviously, the part what we're looking at here is SAP Finance together, SAP and the Swift community changing the way business connects with banks. So it looks like it's SAP who's actually doing all that interface, which somebody pointed out to me. But a little bit disheartened by it, to be honest with you. Obviously he's in work, so I couldn't really look into it anyway. So I've come home, had a proper look. SAP, what's SAP? So I've had a look. So the fucking first thing I come across, SAP and Ripple collaborate on cross-border payments, trial using blockchain technology. But this article was, you know, from 2016, so I wanted something a little bit more up to date. Obviously went over to Reddit where we do, and then I seen this post, and it said it looks like SAP is using XRP with Leonardo. Now if you would have asked me what that even meant 3 weeks ago, I wouldn't have told you, but obviously this is the learning curve we're all going through. And this is what I said. My previous company I worked for was an FTSE 100 company that is big in SAP and Swift integration. The corporate treasury system would sweep operating cash back to Europe on a nightly basis through partner banks. Standard Charter for Southeast Asian market, etc., and partner banks would sweep to Europe on a weekly basis. This is integrated to the internal system with SAP Swift integration. Literally 60 to 90 billion worth of US dollars is swept back to Europe's HQ location annually. If SAP announces partnership with Ripple to improve this process, the implications will be huge. International companies will be able to pool, redistribute their operating capital in real time. My head spinning. Big shout out to this guy because that was absolutely excellent input. Sorry, I'm just going to mute my phone because it's fucking doing my head in. Right, yeah, so then that's that. So obviously, so we're worried, thinking SAP have obviously Swift have, you know, they're not, like I say, they're not going to go down without a fight or anything like that in that respect. But you know, we've looked into it. SAP collaborated with Ripple in 2016. You know, it's a long time ago. They could have been working with each other for a long time. You know, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes at the end of the day. We can only try and, you know, work together and try and gauge what's happening. But yeah, so it looks like SAP's using. It looks like SAP's. SAP and Ripple collaborated. It's absolutely fucking massive there. So you've got Bearableguy talking about 589 as a figure, but then you've got Swift who've told every single person on their clientele that they've got to change the technology, obviously, so they can use SAP. And you know, all you've got, you know, the application layer is not going to be Ripple, but the underlying structure of everything is going to be XRP. It's absolutely fucking mind-blowing, because I mean, another guy obviously on Twitter I had a little chat with, once again, great video, passion that matches mine, and I love the debate in XRP. After I've read through so much info, IBM info and Ripple, my theory is much greater than Swift. If you go on IBM Hyperledger webpage and go to members, so I believe they've completely remodeled the financial infrastructure to lots and lots of webs of exchanges all around the world, with a giant Hyperledger exchange in the middle, with XRP as possibly the first global currency where everything passes through. I found somewhere else that the Federal Reserve wants Ripple because of its security aspect. They want all transactions globally to pass through it as it's secure. And then he had another little point after that. Oh, well, that's gone. 1 second, let me just find that, because it is definitely worth reading. Yeah, so he said, so I obviously asked him how, it's just how long it takes. He said, I think it will be sooner than we think. The IBM interview with Jesse Lund, he admits that before the end of this year, each country will have a native cryptocurrency base on type of stablecoin. I read somewhere else that Federal Reserves and dollar was unrealistic to be a dominant currency, plus burden liquidity globally. This is where XRP fits perfectly. This is what this is it. This is what Bearableguy has been trying to tell us all this time, with that picture with the castle with XRP at the top. This is what it is, and it's happening. Swift have told all their client bases that they need to change to this to the new technology, which is SAP, which have been collaborating with Ripple for the past 2 years. Bear that in mind. So they definitely know each other. Look at Santander; it took around 2-3 years for them to roll their app out, so they've got that definitely going for them. Obviously, Swift have put the deadline for this on November the 18th this year, which is a lot sooner than we all thought, and we're all laughing at Bearableguy's prediction of 589, but I can tell you for the first time, I genuinely believe that it is really possible. I really do. I mean, if we are talking of all Swift volume passing through XRP, that's just phase one. The world will be open to it after that. It'll just be integrated in everyday aspects of life, really, if you want to put it that way. It's absolutely fucking sick is what it is. So I was disappointed when I first heard about the announcement. Now it's just even reignited the flame for the hunger and the desire for what I've got in what we do. It's fucking magical at the end of the day. A lot of my mates laugh at me for it, that they think I'm crazy. I'm on YouTube talking about it and stuff like that, but I can assure you one thing, there will only be one person laughing in 2 years time, because this is literally, it's just going to change the economy so much, and just for people to not even know about it is fucking ludicrous, if you ask me. So yeah, just a little fucking touch up on that analysis. It did, obviously, we're doing all right here. We're still sticking into this. It's going to be a bit boring, I reckon, for the next few days, really, if we consult, unless we get an impulse. I wouldn't expect no price movement, either XRP or Bitcoin, for the next couple of days. I think we're definitely in a tight consolidation now, but we will have some impulse up afterwards. But fuck short-term price. Who gives a fuck about that? We could be talking about the fucking full Swift network being powered by XRP in November 2018, and if that's not worth a bet, then I don't know what is. If you bet on football or anything like that, and you're throwing 100 quids on 200 quids, this will be the biggest bet you can ever back in your life. And I'm telling you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you to go spend money that you've not got on it, but even a cheeky fucking £100-200 could potentially change your life in the future, depending on how much of what Ripple is trying to achieve. And fucking magical shit. See you in a bit, guys.
Do you feel the